Good morning, and thank you for your time. I'm Preston Sheldon.
I'm Blake Ramirez.
And we are Forget Me Not. Before we begin on the main presentation, I'd like to tell a personal story that we received during our surveying process. We came across a grandmother named Erica. She works a full-time job and makes time to take care of her granddaughter, take her to daycare, and work around the house. On a very important day she works at a telemarketing company. She had to rush to the office, and by the time she was already at the office and upstairs, she realized to her horror that her granddaughter was in the car downstairs and that she had forgotten to take her out. So she rushed to the daycare place and got her granddaughter there. Now, this story has a happy ending. Unfortunately, it does not always end this way. 37 times a year, children are left in cars and die to heat exhaustion in Texas alone. And that's where we come in. We are Forget Me Not.
Forget Me Not is a child car seat safety reminder system. So how it works is it's another clip that you'd put on the child's car seat itself, to where when you buckle them in, you would buckle that secondary clip. As well, it's a clip that also goes on the driver's seatbelt buckle, to where whenever you take off your seatbelt as a driver, an alarm will go off telling you that the child's car seat is still buckled in. And they can also work vice versa, to where if the child's, like, say you're driving and they unbuckle their seatbelt or unbuckle that one, so to say, then an alarm will go off telling you that the driver's seatbelt's still buckled in and the kid's is not. So market opportunities, the child car seat market right now is estimated at about $4.8 billion and is expected to grow 5.4% over the next 8 years. So with it growing like that, we expect to be able to reach about 200,000 people. Our sales goals are 450 units our first year, due to the fact that we are still in school and we can't devote 24/7 to the product. And we are going to be selling it for $71.99. So if we do sell all 450 units like we expect to, then we will have a revenue of $32,400 in our first year.
So while it is a relatively small market, we do have some competitors. There's multiple systems, but they are more expensive than we're planning on being, and they require professional installation. And also GM, some of their new models have an option where it'll tell you in your dashboard to check the back seat. But our goal is to make this accessible to all people, not people that can just afford brand new cars.
And the way how we're gonna get our product out there, we're gonna make flyers, stickers, bumper stickers. We're even gonna be on social media such as Instagram, Facebook, and Google AdWords.
So for the next 2 months, by March 1st, we hope to develop our prototype. From March 1st to March 16th, we'll start testing and make sure our product is fully functional. And after that is done, we will begin selling and getting feedback.
Our estimated cost to produce each unit, we estimate $4 for an infrared blaster and receiver system to detect when the car seat buckle is open and closed. We expect $3 for 3D printed related materials and usage of a 3D printer. Around $10 for a plastic extension buckle to place our device in. And we estimate $12 of labor per individual unit to produce, for a total cost of each unit of $28.97.
So we're requesting $500, $300 of which will go to building our prototype, $100 will go to beginning the development of our website, and $100 will go to start our advertising campaign.
So that is us, but I'd also like to mention and thank 2 adults who have helped us along the way. A Steve Harrison, who works at the USAA Bank on the insurance side, who will help us to make our product to where we are protected against lawsuits, because we understand that the child safety market is one where parents can, there's dangers to it. And we also have a Air Force contractor who is going to help us in our prototyping process and in our development phase. Thank you.
So have you guys thought about, so you talked about selling it individually, but what about selling it to like a car seat manufacturer?
That thought has actually run through our minds, and we've like come together and we've put together a plan where at first we're going to start off individually, and maybe once we get enough money and we can reverse engineer it and make sure that our biggest fear is if we go to a big car seat manufacturer, it's big bank take little bank, and they'll just take our product and steal it from us. So we want to make sure that we're big enough and we have the brand name to where if we do go to them, we won't just get steamrolled. In the worst case scenario.
So I love the idea that I go to the market where people aren't necessarily buying new cars and they get all the fancy stuff with it. I think you said Ford or GM's putting. I'm just wondering if the price you guys are coming up with wasn't that much less than the products out there right now that maybe looked a little more. I don't know if they're they're obviously built and developed and passed all the standards. So just curious how you come up with that price or.
Well, thank you for that question. Actually, how we came up with it is we had a coach come in, a sunglass company. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but they talked about how their plan was to sell sunglasses that are of quality, but for cheaper than other sunglass companies. And what they came up with is instead of selling it for $100 on the mark, they said that that's too cliche and maybe even tacky, and people will think, oh, why are they just selling it there? Maybe they need a precise number to make people think that they came up with that number throughout thought and that they're buying a quality product, not just some cheap thing. And that's where we came up with $72 because it's halfway between the competitors, such as Sensalife, and it's halfway between our competitors and our production costs.
Tell me about Sensalife. Describe their technology.
So Sensalife is, what they do is it requires professional installation, and what happens is you buy the product and they send professionals out there and they charge you for it to install a pressure plate into the child's car seat. And it's very complicated and it costs more than it is worth. And
What was the other one?
Sensalife and the other one is Sensor Safe.
For $93?
So can you describe the sensor safe solution? Y'all know how that works?
So sensor safe is also something that goes onto the clip,
Okay.
but it has Bluetooth and stuff like that, but we wanted to make it simpler and not something that you had to connect to your phone. So it's just a little reminder every time you're getting out of the car.
So that Bluetooth, if you walk away, breaks the Bluetooth connection.
It's a
I
certain,
don't imagine it.
yeah, it's a certain distance that you get from the car, and it beeps on your phone.
Not only that, but what we're trying to make is a clip that you can install on anything. With Sensor Safe, you have to buy their specific child car seat.
Oh, you do?
Oh, so it is a car seat, actually.
Yes.
With modifications.
This
Buy the whole car
$93
seat?
one isn't the car seat. That's the modification, but there's a car seat that it attaches on that they sell.
Okay, so $93, you can actually make any car seat. You can utilize that technology that you just
Or
described.
is it just for that car seat?
So just on that car seat, they offer a modification. So you have to buy the base model, and then you have to pay more to
To modify it.
modifications to do that.
We wanted to make it to where ours is universal, to where you can just put it on any car seat strap, to where if it's a hand-me-down, you don't have to worry about it because you could just put it on. Because in San Antonio, not everyone can afford to get a brand new car seat for every kid and stuff like that. So we want to make it to where that even if it is a hand-me-down or anything like that, you can do it on put it on that.
And the driver, you mentioned the driver clip. Is it a different clip or how does that work?
That would be a C-clip style. If you know, I'm familiar with that, it's like kind of basically looks like a C and it will clip onto it to where whenever it would have an infrared sensor shooting across the top. So whenever you clip in your seatbelt, it like breaks the, I guess you would say path, and it would know that it's clipped in. And then when it unclips, it.
So you have something on your seatbelt, both sides of that seatbelt, and then you have something else on the child seat.
Yep. So if the kid is in the back of the car and the kid messes with their thing,
Right.
the parent is also able to know that the child unbuckled their car seat. If works both ways. So if the parent does that, they're reminded to remember their child in the backseat, and the kid does anything unsanitary, they mess with it, the parent will be notified.
So you've got two sensors on yours, one for the driver's seat, one for the child's seat.
The one on the driver's seat, it's pretty basic. That one is just knowing if it's clipped in or
Right.
not clipped in. The one on the actual car seat itself is going to have the alarm and stuff like that. So that to turn it off, you have to unclip it, so you have to go towards the alarm.
So the one thing that differentiates you from these would be that if the child actually unbuckles themselves, it notifies the parent. These don't do that. Is that what?
Yeah,
Correct?
not that I'm aware of. Yes, ma'am.
I'd say that.
Let me look into that to make sure, because that would be a good,
It would be that and our price point, as well as it being also universal. Because we have a price right now at the $71.99, and we didn't want to go too high, because then it's like, okay, well, I'll spend the $10 more and get some that's already out there. So we want to make it a good price. We're like, oh, I'll save the 15, 20 bucks, whatever it is, and go ahead and get this product.
And then the alarm that goes off,
Yes.
what kind of noise are you thinking about? Because I'm thinking about, as a mother, so many times you drive up, you get out of the car and go, don't wake up, don't wake up, don't wake up.
Yeah, you need a timer.
They're all
Yeah, there needs to be a timer on
Like-
this.
30-second
like,
delay.
You know, the parent
Well,
gets out of the car, the
that's-
caretaker
you
gets
can't
out of the
really-
car, and they really don't want
you
the
get out
baby to
quick.
wake up,
Yeah.
or the child to wake up, because they're in their car seat, and they're like, don't wake up, and I can just imagine, ding,
Yeah.
So think about what kind of alarm and how the alarm works.
Yes.
When you do your prototype.
Where is the alarm sounding from?
The actual clip on the child's car seat.
that would definitely wake them up.
So we decided to put it there because
Exactly.
if we put it anywhere else,
Yeah.
like we have it to where you have to unclip it to stop the alarm. And if the alarm is on the actual child's car seat itself, you have to go to the kid and undo it to stop the alarm.
Yeah. So I think you got a problem here with this, with
Yeah.
this
Yes.
connection of not wanting to wake up the child, not wanting every time, as soon as I unbuckle my car seat, that I've got an alarm going off, because a lot of the times you do remember the child, and
Yes.
you don't want to have a false alarm every time. So you know, in that scenario, you may be thinking about a delay, but the issue is if you're thinking about a delay and you have now left the car and the alarm's going off, that alarm's not doing you any good. If you're up, you know, if you're inside, you're not going to hear that alarm. So this is going to be an interesting problem for you all to
Yeah,
solve.
how do these two work? And what basically notifies them?
So with SensaLife, it's a pressure plate system to where it senses when the kid's actually sitting in the car seat. And if they're sitting in there too long, I believe you also have an app with it. And if you get too far away, it goes off because it senses the weight still in the car seat.
Okay,
Both of those go to a phone.
Yes, we are planning on going to a phone, but at first we just want to get the basic technology down, then add in the Bluetooth for the app and stuff like that. And the timer is a really good idea. I've never thought about that until right now.
Well, if you have too much of a timer,
Yeah,
then
person
it's
could
not
get
gonna-
out of the
yeah, then-
car
and then that's where an app would
going
come
off.
would be-
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
You'd have to be so loud it would startle.
you're trying to be, if, I always think about market positioning with competitors. You've got some competitors in the market, and then you've got an auto manufacturer that also has a problem that they, can solve for their customers, and they're gonna be going after that, I would imagine, if this is a big enough market. So, you're trying to come in with a mechanical, somewhat more mechanical, less technology oriented solution. I thought the first time we talked, so that you could get your price point down. But it sounds like you've got, some pretty basic technology on both ends. Having that on both ends, not just the car seat, there's more things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Is what I think about. But the price point is not far enough below some of these competitors. Now, maybe it is because SensaLife requires installation, so that buy now $99, maybe that's more like $300. And then the,
Like a car
sensor
seat.
safe, maybe you have to buy the car seat, so maybe
That's
that's more like
expensive.
400.
Yes, and the bad thing is whenever you get like the SensaLife stuff like that, then whenever you go, maybe you get a new car seat for a new kid or something like that, because not babies not every baby is the same size, you know?
Yeah.
When you go, then you might have to get a new one or get it reinstalled, stuff like that. GM, actually, theirs is just a ticker on your dashboard that just goes across. It says check back seat in rotation, where it says like check oil. When all that stuff goes by, a ding goes off, it's like check back seat before you get out the car.
But soon enough, they'll be able to
Yes.
figure out how, because GM has all these apps for your phone now,
Yes.
for new cars.
Yes.
Like, I love the idea of that, what you said about, like, let's make this available to not every, you know, to all the people that can't go afford a brand-new car that has all
Right.
those bells and whistles. Love that. But you may want to think about at some point, how do you connect into that? Because they're building all that technology that is going to connect on a 5G network, your car to your phone, to all kinds of other things that y'all can potentially tap into at some point.
Yes.
And maybe the one, or I'd take some thought as maybe particularly you're going at a lower price point, getting it out to people. Maybe just the driver having the comfort that they know every time they unclip, they're gonna get a reminder. That might actually be because I agree with you. I mean, that's the worst when you wake up your kid and then they're always, they get annoyed all the time. And so maybe, but if I'm a parent and I at least know that, okay, every time I get a car, it's gonna give me a gentle reminder. Look in the back seat. So the parent clip may be something interesting. Because
Yeah,
right now you got, I think,
put
two
the noise
prototypes.
on the belts, not necessarily.
Yeah,
With the
something,
child.
yeah,
Yeah,
or it
exactly.
vibrates
Put
or
it-
something that
something
it just
they'll
gives
hear.
that parent that, so that they feel sure that they're not gonna have that one memory lapse that's gonna haunt them, you
Yeah,
know,
that's a
so,
good point.
I don't know,
That's
just,
a good point.
Yeah, I think you-
Maybe as long as that's buckled, right? It, I don't know, it's just, I agree, it cannot be with the child. 'Cause
It seems like the adopters
As
of
mothers,
this,
it's like,
The moms have strong opinions on this.
if you're willing, it seems like the adopters of this are
But it's a great
going to
idea.
highly be correlated with people that use this.
yeah,
And I would imagine that the kind of the Bluetooth technology is going to be the winner in this space. And I think you ought to, you need to make a decision whether you're going to be kind of make this a low-cost mechanical or a technology, because it's going to be, I think,
One or the other.
in 2 years or 3 years when all these other competitors are out there, it's going to be hard to make that leap and take your little mechanical brand into,
Yes.
it may be harder. These guys are going to be more ingrained, so.
but it's also
And-
okay to stay mechanical, because you're capturing value,
You are.
you know, I mean,
If
it
it's-
just might not have the long-term potential,
Right.
right? But it may
If you can
be-
get the cost down, yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
absolutely think
well,
there's
and
something
that may
there.
be a start, like you guys had mentioned, you wanted to start there and then maybe move into more of the.
Yes, we want to start off because we know we're going to be selling to people in San Antonio either way to start off with, and a lot of people in San Antonio can't really afford to buy the $100 like peace of mind product that they would want to. So we want to cut down that price. So
There's a way we can make it mechanical and maybe add more technology to it, like Bluetooth. Maybe you can make a switch for your preference, or maybe, like you said, maybe on one end, maybe the parent's seatbelt we add Bluetooth, or like you mentioned, the kid's seatbelt. You don't want a lot of noise, so maybe we make that more mechanical, and maybe we make the other one more technological. Maybe you can have the best of both worlds.
Good idea.
Great.
Fun
job.
problems to solve, man.
Yeah,
You're on
great
something,
job,
guys.
guys.